Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for Thursday the 16th of October. So we've got a 15 steel set. As always, timecodes will be in the description if you just want to jump ahead. This should be a pretty short video though. So I would go Gallery Furnishings, reading a law book, and Watery Foes. Extracting can be quick, but it will be expensive if you want to do it quickly, or you need to use your own resources for crafting some glyphs, but that itself is usually pretty cheap. And yeah, Battleground match. This will be the slowest usually, because the time of just that it takes getting a Battleground match, you'll probably get the other 3 of these done by that point, let alone doing it. But it's pretty straightforward because win or lose, you complete it as soon as you've done one Battleground. So you just find Battlegrounds here, and then you just join the queue for that, and you just wait for it to pop. So you can start that before you start doing everything else, and then just see if it pops, and just do it. But yeah, like I said, all the other stuff, like if you're just going to do a Battleground, it's going to be way shorter doing Lawbook, Gallery Furnishings, and Watery Foes especially. Because yeah, these 2 here you can do in like a minute, and sometimes it can take 10 minutes, maybe even 30, just trying to wait for a Battleground match. Alright, starting with the law book, very easy. So, firstly, you want to come to the Wayshrine in Vocal Guard, just where this house is located on the map, just slightly northwest. Walk into this building, and when you do, there'll be a bookshelf over here. Just read this bookshelf, and you're done. That's the endeavor done. Now, obviously, there's other ways to do this. Any bookshelf in the game works. So if you've got a like a place that you're at, and you see a bookshelf and like maybe the Mage's Guild or something, just go there. If you want to save time traveling, that can also work. If you also have a house, if you're in your house at the time, or someone else's that has like a book that you can interact with, you can also do that. So, for example, if you've got the How to Scribe book in your house, once you've done the second era of scribing, that also works. So you can just read that if it's on a bench somewhere in your house. So yeah, pretty easy, that one. Here, Gallery Furnishings is the next one in the list, and there is a way you can get a house for free if you don't have one yet. The Gallery Furnishing itself, you don't actually need to acquire. If you've done a dungeon in the past, you will be able to do this one as long as you've got a house, and you can get a house for free. So firstly, let's focus on that. So just next to the bookshelf, there'll be this character here, Philan Demarie. Just have a chat with her. She'll give you a quest as soon as you sort of start talking to her. And then in order to complete the quest, you just keep talking to her. That's it. Now, if you don't have the houses yet, there'll be one house here that shows up for free. And yeah, when you complete the quest, you get that house. It's as simple as that. Now, the houses show up if you go to map, and then you go to the houses tab over here. In the collected category, this is where you'll locate the house that you just got. So Mara's Kiss, Ebony Flask, and Rosy Lion, these are the houses that you get through this this quest here. So it depends on your alliance. So this character on Ordinary Dominion, I would have got this house here, Mara's Kiss, which is this one right here. Now, if you haven't done a dungeon before, there is another gallery furnishing you can take a look at that's easy to get. So if you have access to Cyrodiil, so if you're level 10, you can get the small pennant from each of the various factions. So it costs 200 alliance points, and it just requires you to be an alliance or volunteer. Now, this is all you have to do to become a volunteer is literally just do the tutorial for Cyrodiil. It takes a couple of minutes, and it's basically like nothing, no fighting involved or anything. You just go to a bunch of places, learn how to use a siege weapon, and basically that's it. And then you can get a pennant. And the amount of alliance points that you get for completing those is way higher than the 200 alliance points you need to get this item. So if you haven't done a dungeon before, you can also do this. So yeah, just another option there. But there are tons of dungeons. I assume most people have done one. If you've done one in the past, since like the last couple of years, you will get Undaunted trophies whenever you do them. These aren't actually in the inventory, they're just in the collection, so you can just place these in your house as soon as you've collected them. And yeah, if you've completed Fungal Grotto 1, which is the fastest normal dungeon in the game, you'll get Krug, which is the one I suggest. So find Fungal Grotto 1 over here. Do I have dungeons? No, I just haven't unlocked it. So it's over here where this the Sky Shard is. If you haven't been here before, it takes about 5 or 10 minutes completing this dungeon for the first time. All you have to do is beat the first main boss, War Chief Ozazai. There's a door that is closed until he's dead, and then you can go through. You go down there's like a little river. You go down that into the water below, and you just go through the water until you get to the final boss at the very end, the very western edge of the map. And then it's a big dreg. You just kill that, and that's it. And then you never have to do it again. You can just bring up the Gallery of Furnishings whenever it comes up, and just grab this trophy and use it. Obviously, yeah, there's heaps of other dungeons you can do, but yeah, you just need to do one, and then you can do this one easily. Right, so now I'll show you. So you go to Map, you go to Houses, and you just find it here, and you just click on it, left click again, travel inside. You can also travel inside through the door, with this one here, for example, or if you go to any way shrine, you can travel directly to the house. You don't have to do the animation either. So one of those can work. Okay, so when you get into your house, look for the housing editor at the bottom right. That's how you open up the sort of housing placement menu. So you go browse the middle bottom there, and you'll get the placing menu here. So you want to find gallery. Now, as you can see, all the stuff I've done on veteran shows up here, and on normal. So yeah, you can just get, for example, the Drake King thing here, and I mean, you can just put it in the air if you want, really. Just, yeah. So the only annoying thing is you can't just pick it up and place it here. It doesn't actually work. It has to go into your inventory first, and then you have to bring it out again and place it. So what you can do instead is at the bottom left, you'll see it says undo, and it gives you a key prompt there. You just hit that, and then redo, undo, redo, undo, redo. That actually works for the Endeavor as well, so you can do that instead, just to save you the time of going into inventory and placing it again. So yeah, whenever you get into your, whenever you get this Endeavor, you can just leave this somewhere in one of the houses, and then just travel to the house, come in, pick it up, put it away, undo, redo, undo, and that will complete the Endeavor whenever it comes up. So that's what I do. I just have a small house with all the different furnishing types in it, and whenever these specific Endeavors come up for that furnishing, I just do this strategy and get it done super quick. One last thing, if you want to check if you have a gallery furnishing in your house already and you just want to find it and pick it up, it'll show up in this menu here. So in retrieve instead of place up here, you check here and it will show you anything that comes under the gallery section here. So you can use that too. Right. Third option is extracting items at an enchanting table. So you just have to deconstruct glyphs. That's how you do this one. So with this option, the quickest way I know of, but it's a little bit expensive, is to go to an enchanter, get the glyphs that they sell, buy 8 of these, and extract them. Because then you don't have to look around for them, pick up them from enemies, or just craft your own. You can just use these, extract them, and then just go about your day. But yeah, it's quite expensive each one. So that's about $2,000 to buy that many. So yeah, it's not the best idea if you're a bit money tight right now. The better option for that would be to craft the glyphs yourself and then deconstruct them. So you need 3 different rune types if you're going to do that. You need a blue rune, or the potency runes. You need the green ones, the essence runes, and then the aspect runes, which is the brown circle ones. If you want the blue ones, in my opinion, the easiest way to get those is to just buy them from a enchanter. Just get Jorah or Jode. You can get much cheaper ones if you have Enchanting leveled up, but like at level 1 Enchanting, you can only use Jode or Jorah, so I would just advise buying them here, because for some reason, they are more expensive on guild stores. Don't know why, but yeah, just buy them here, it's cheaper. Alright, when it comes to the other two, you want to use Jojota for aspect runes, because Tar is more expensive because they're used in writs, so people use them a lot. And Donata, if you can use these, they're good too, because they're cheaper than Tar still. But you have to level up Enchanting just a little bit and get a passive in the skill line in order to be able to use these. So you might not be able to have access to these just based on what you've done. And yeah, the other two, they're, in my opinion, they're too expensive to bother with, as opposed to Jojota, which is like 3 gold each. These things you can just buy in shit tons of like 200 stacks for very cheap. The essence runes, it's a bit more up in the air. Most are fine. You can get most of these for anything between like 10 to 20 gold. I would only go for anything that's maybe like 10 to 12 gold each. I'll show you what I mean by that on guild stores in a second. But there's a few that you definitely want to skip. I'd say Denny, Mako, and especially Oko are ones you want to skip, because these are used in writs and they tend to be a bit more expensive than the other options because of that. Because yeah, writs are the way you get kutas, or the most surefire way, so they're more valuable to people. So yeah, same thing with the Recaper. These are used a lot in like meta damage dealer builds, so they tend to be more expensive than the other stuff. Yeah, Tatari is a bit more expensive too, as is Maktari, though not too bad these days. Okori used to be, but yeah, apparently they're not too bad anymore. Yeah, basically anything else except for a rune called Keijo. Okay, I don't have any. This name here, just do not buy these, like, for the sake of doing this endeavor. They are like 20 grand each, and they are very valuable. They create one of the best glyphs in the game, which is the prismatic health. Is it prismatic health or is it? I can't remember. Yeah, the prismatic armor glyphs. They're ridiculously good, and yeah, very expensive. Yeah, so here we go. So a set of 10 or 50 Decaper, sorry, for 14 gold each. That's okay. Consider that for 700 gold, this set of Decaper will set you up for any enchanting endeavors for like maybe 10 to 20 lots of it. So paying that much gold for what is honestly like probably going to be 150 or 300 seals. Obviously, you've got to pay more with the Jota, but that's the cheaper option there. So yeah, that could be a pretty good option, I think. And then, do they have any Jota? No, they don't. Alright, hold on. Just find some more stuff. Yeah, there's lots of guild stores out there. Just keep looking through them for stuff. Yeah, 3 Jota for 3 gold, 9 gold. That's great. See what I mean? Just look around. You'll find some of these for super cheap. Now, do keep in mind, you can do this in your home. Yeah, 14 gold. Yeah, that's pretty good too. Yeah, you can buy Enchanting crafting station and craft the glyphs and then deconstruct them in your home. So you can kind of do everything in your home right now, especially if you've got one of the little books in the furnishing section here in collections, like this, for example. Because yeah, you can just craft your glyphs, deconstruct them, read the book, and then place your gallery furnishings as well. So yeah, it's a pretty easy set. Definitely quickest way would just be, yeah, just buy a bunch of these, go to the nearest enchanting station, and yeah, just deconstruct them. You do also get glyphs from, so you get them from writs. So if you do a bunch of writs, you might have some lying around. You get them from various like fighting, especially if you're going to be doing the Human Daedra for the weekly endeavor, or if you're just going to be doing lots of stuff with Golden Pursuits. If you kill stuff, it's likely that you're going to get some glyphs from them. So do keep that in mind. But you're likely going to need more than that, because, yeah, 8 glyphs is a fair bit. Now, the last thing, obviously, you can just go find some runestones. I'll just make sure you're familiar with what they look like. Yeah, so here's a runestone. This is what they look like. Usually you can notice the orange tint on the floor before you can actually see them. So yeah, just keep that in mind and just loot these. You'll always get a essence rune, the green one, and then always an aspect rune, and you might get a potency rune too. Now keep in mind, these can sometimes be ones you can't use. That's why I don't suggest this too much. I usually suggest going to guild stores instead. But yeah, this is another option. So you'd likely need like 10 to 12, because sometimes you get things like Recruiter that you can't use. Just also remember that there's no wrong combination, unlike alchemy. Every single rune works with every single potency rune works with every single essence rune and every aspect rune. So yeah, just combine whatever you got, and yeah, just see what happens. Just yeah, make sure you don't use the things like Heikejos, because they're very expensive. And then last thing, I'll just remove all this stuff here. So these are all I'll just go Wastelands actually, just a little reference. So these are all the locations for runestones I found in Cragdawn if you want to try that. But with the, with the harvesting from the world endeavor, it's probably a good idea to do Cragdawn anyway, I suppose. Just understand this place will be very busy. It's usually where everybody else goes. But yeah, every zone works for this. Just go around looking for runestones. It just depends on the zone. Like sometimes, like they'll be all over the place. You just have to look out for them. They always spawn in like specific locations, but they spawn randomly among those specific locations. So yeah, you just have to run through until you find some. They just spawn at a way shrine, just go in a straight line, eventually you'll find some. But it will take a little bit of time. Okay, now let's look at Watery Foes. So normally, I suggest you come to Crowswood in Stonefalls, but don't come here right now, because the area that you find wisps is actually full of fucking bestial data. Let's go for the Golden Pursuit, but not for the daily right now. So yeah, usually, yeah, don't use this. But yeah, wisps and ice wraiths are really good for this. So let's go through some options. Wraiths are one of the good options. Fortunately, even though the invasion stuff is going on in with the Wrathing Wall event, the ice wraiths in Hall of the Dead are still here in this section here. I don't know if there's any more. You'll have to look around, but yeah. So this is Hall of the Dead in Eastmarch. So there is also this option here, Chill Hollow. This is full of wisps. Both of these options count as Watery Foes. So Grimhearth's Woe. If you haven't been here before, use Home Tours to get here. I'll have a video in the description as a tutorial explaining how Home Tours works, how you can use it to travel around. So yeah, these two are great. There's some other options though. Let me go through them. When it comes to wisps, there also are these like wisp nests that spawn wisps slowly, and they're usually pretty weak, so you can use these too. This is a great option because you can see how many come out of one. There's a couple of these around the place. You can see another one here. There's only a few. That being said, the boss spawns as well, and they spawn with a bunch of wisps. So this fight right here with the 5, with the Wisp Mother and the 4 Wisps, that's enough to complete your Watery Foes endeavor too. Oh shit, whoops. What did I... Oh, I wasn't even close to you. What are you talking about? The reason I suggest this, even though there's only a few things in here, is because this is Chisel Shriek Mine in Craglorn. It's a group-based dungeon, so the enemies are a little bit tougher, especially this boss. It's got quite a bit of health, 700k. But yeah, it's old and outdated, and yeah, the boss doesn't really have all that much health. But yeah, the main reason is... Oh, there's another one up there. This place is full of, like, Iron Orc enemies, and getting past them is a pain in the ass, and that's good because usually people don't come in here, so it's almost guaranteed that the wisps will be here that you can fight, which is better than the other options because all the other options in the game are overland. There's no easy Watery Foes that you can get through dungeons. You know, you've got Direfrost Keep in Eastmarch, but you have to go all the way to the final boss for that to happen. And if you do that with a group, then usually the boss dies before you can spawn them because all the other players will want to kill them. Yeah, this is usually the area I choose. Chisel Shriek Mine in Craglorn. Quickest way to get here is using Hackfield's High Hall. You also have in Green Shade the area for Hisbark, Rootwatch Tower it's called. This area has wisps, and it's the same thing. It's got like these little nests that spawn a bunch of them, and it's also got like ones wandering around as well. So again, Home Tours will be the easiest way here. Boulder Tree Refuge is the house you want to use to get here the quickest. Sorry, I forgot to mention, in this section here, there's also more. You can see more of these little nests here that spawn these things. So if you can't find anything in there, check this area up here too. Basically, anywhere where you see these crystals, there'll be some of these wisp-type enemies. Yeah, there's fucking heaps of them in here too. So yeah, this place is great. Alright, and if you have any other areas where you know there's like lots of wisp mothers and wisps and shit, or ice wraiths, let me know. And or Nereids. I know there's a delve somewhere in Green Shade with lots of Nereids in it, but I can't remember where it is. Yeah, just let me know if you want to add some stuff yourself, or if you have any questions about any of the stuff I talk about here. But I'll leave it there for now. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. Take care for now. I'll see you next time.